So you decide you want to lose some weight, some unwanted body fat, some inches off the waistline, and you decide you're gonna go ahead and do cardio. You haven't done any type of exercise before, and you are just trying to lose as much fat as possible. So you go ahead and you go into the gym, you run on the treadmill for hours on end, and after putting in all this effort, you're disappointed to see that the scale has barely moved down and that your waistline hasn't really changed at all. Why is that? What gives? If this is you, or if you're struggling with this type of problem, stay tuned. I have something that might help, have a reason of why it may be, and some tips on how to help you better with your fat loss journey, as well as your overall health journey. So stay tuned. Hey, welcome back. My name is Evan. This is my channel where I talk about health, fitness, and other fun stuff. Today I'm going to talk about cardio and why it may not actually be the best source of fat loss. What gives as far as with, increasing your cardio output or your energy output, and yet you are staying around the same weight, or you're losing not as much body fat or not as much weight in general than you thought you would. Now, it could be one of these two reasons, or it could be a combination of both. One reason that you may not be losing weight the way that you should, or that you think that you should. It could be because you're not tracking your calories. So if you are not tracking your calories and you are increasing your energy output, you're subconsciously going to actually be increasing your calorie input, your calorie intake, while you are doing this cardio, because you're doing more excessive work, more energy output. So then your body is going to tell itself, hey, I'm a little hungrier than usual. So you end up eating more as well as moving more. So you kind of stay the same. So that could be reason one. Reason number two is that even though you're moving more in that cardio session, you're going more intense in that cardio session, your regular daily movement, your non-exercise activity may actually be going down, which when that goes down, you're not going to be burning nearly as much calories throughout the day. You might have more calories burned in that cardio session, but overall in the rest of your day, you're not moving around nearly as much because you're compensating for the energy output that you've given during your cardio sessions. It's either you're eating more food to match the calorie output that you are doing with the extra cardio, or you are just moving around less overall outside of your cardio sessions, so that your energy expenditure is still staying relatively the same. Or it could be a combination of both, where you're not tracking, so you're eating more, and you're moving less outside of those cardio sessions, leading to either not losing weight at all, or losing very little weight or not as much weight as you expected to lose. What should we do? What can we do? How should we go about doing cardio? Should we even do cardio if it's not as effective as we think it should be? To answer the last question, cardio is great. Cardio is great for your health, your heart, and it can be a tool to help you lose body fat, but it shouldn't be the main tool. Actually, what I suggest do first is to actually track your calories. Track how much calories that you consume regularly before you actually start exercising. Get like an understanding of how much food that you actually intake. You're not trying to change anything at this point. You're just trying to observe and see what are your normal eating patterns and what are your normal amount of calories that you consume on a weekly or daily and weekly basis. And then after that, what you want to do is that you want to subtract about 300 to 500 calories to be in that calorie deficit. The reason being is that you may not be losing weight is that you're actually not in a calorie deficit at all, because your body is compensating for this extra energy output. Being in a calorie deficit and actually tracking your food and making sure that you're hitting your calorie target. So the next thing I would suggest is actually adding in some form of resistance training at least 3 times a week. Why do this? Well, by gaining more lean muscle mass, you're actually going to be at a higher metabolic rate than if you were to lose weight with with very low muscle mass. And I would think of it as this. So think of it as your cardio being a side dish and your weight training being the main entree. So making sure that you are focusing more on your weight training, then complement it with your cardio to pair with those two so that they actually work better together than if you were to do one or the other. I think that you should do both, but again, focus a little bit more on your weight training, and then as a side dish, still very important, but again, it's not the main thing. To piggyback off of my last point, instead of doing hours and hours of cardio every single day, unless you're an endurance athlete and that's your sport, then of course. But if you're watching this, it's probably not you that's an endurance athlete. But if you're just looking for overall health and fitness and just to lose weight and all that, you're not looking to compete in a next Ironman or Spartan race, then instead of doing hours and hours of cardio, do 150 minutes of cardio per week and divide that to a schedule that works best for you. Anyways, that is what I would suggest for you if you are struggling with or plateauing or not losing the weight that you want to lose. Make sure that 1, you are in a calorie deficit and that you track your food and track your meals. 2, that you do cardio, but don't do just cardio. I would say do a little bit less cardio, add in some weight training to work on strength and building lean muscles, lean muscle tissue, and then have fun with it. And then do that consistently, and over time, you will lose that weight that you want to lose. But anyways, guys, that is it for today. If you guys have any questions, any topics, or anything about this video that you want to know more about, feel free to comment down below. And oh, by the way, if you're new, subscribe. Hi, welcome. Anyways, that is it. And if you like this video, make sure to smash that like button and share this with somebody that you feel that it can help. That is all I ask. And I hope that you guys have a great day. Until next time, I'll see you in the next one. Peace.